Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is part 2 of the 4 hairstyles. So in part 1 I showed you 4 hairstyles that were summery and I showed you how to kind of make them appear more summery, and then in this part I'm going to show you more or less the same 4 hairstyles but just with a few little tweaks and adaptations to make them kind of more autumnal and more wintry. So the first hairstyle was this bun. Now to make the bun more autumnal, there's only a couple of things I actually do. First thing is that I do it as a slightly lower bun. I have less need to kind of keep everything off my face and off my neck because it's colder, so actually it's quite nice to have more stuff down on the neck. So I do a slightly lower bun and I pull out more pieces around my face. If you want to know how to do the bun, then watch part 1. So I just pull out some more bits and I also pull out some bits at the back. So in terms of adding accessories, sort of similar to the summer hairstyle, you could add a bow, but you might just want to go for a more kind of autumnal colour. Again, you could add a headband to it, go for a more autumnal colour like orange, and also just make sure that all of those face framing pieces are right out. And then the other option for autumn and winter, which is a bit different and particularly good if it's cold outside but you can't really wear a hat because you have your hair in a bun, then a knitted headband is a really great option. It keeps your ears and your kind of head nice and warm. You can tuck your face framing bits in, or you could leave them out. And yeah, as soon as I put one of these on, I just instantly feel a bit more autumnal. So yeah, that's basically it for this hairstyle. The other option for autumn with this hairstyle is to do it as a half up, which I will show you now. Okay, so for the half up bun, it's basically the same. So you're going to start by putting your hair in a half ponytail, which I have already done. So just sort of basically just taking half your hair sort of going in an upwards motion like this, and then I've just tied that, and then what I'm doing now is just pulling out some pieces of hair around my face. And once again, like with the kind of full bun, you can have it however high or low you want. And then just like with the full bun, you're just going to tie your hair into a knot and then bringing that tail around. And gripping it at the back. And then just sort of gripping bits down and shaping it as you wish to, really. So I've now finished shaping the bun. I'm not going to lie, it hasn't gone as well as it usually does, but you kind of get the general idea. And all the same things apply in terms of accessories, so you could add a headband like this, or a bow or anything. You could leave your hair straight like I am today, or you could sleep with your hair in a plait and wear it with wavy hair, or you could even curl your hair. And with this bun, I feel like if you had curly hair you could really live that Belle from Beauty and the Beast life and sort of go for that sort of hairstyle. So yeah, this is just sort of another option when it is colder, if you didn't want to do the fully up bun, then you can just do it as a half up, and I think that's just simple but effective. So yeah, that's this hairstyle done. So the second hairstyle is 2 plaits, and in part 1 I did 2 Dutch plaits with the centre parting because that kept all of my hair really nice and off my face for the heat, but in autumn and winter time I prefer to do 2 French plaits with my natural parting, which is a side parting. Obviously, if you prefer a centre parting or your hair naturally is in a centre parting, then you can do this with a centre parting, but I just prefer to do it with a side parting. So, but I still part my hair down the centre, down the back. So I've already done that, which is why I have my hair in these two bunches, and now I'm going to start plaiting. So I'm going to take one side out and French plait. So I kind of already showed a bit about how to do a French plait in part 1, so you can go and watch that, but I will show you again just as a bit of a refresh. So I'm going to leave my fringe out and start just behind there with a section of hair. I'm going to split that into 3. So I'm taking the section on my part line over the middle section, and then the section on my hairline over the middle section. I'm then taking that section on my part line over the middle section again and picking up a new piece of hair, and also taking that into the new middle section. And then I'm just going to repeat that on the hairline, so take the section of hair into the middle and pick up a new piece of hair on the hairline, and then take that into the new middle section as well. And then I'm just going to repeat that process. So another method for French plaiting is to, when you pick up a new piece of hair, is to take that into the section on the side first and then cross it all over to the middle together. So for example, rather than taking the section on the hairline into the centre and then adding a new piece, you just pick up your new piece of hair, add that into the section on the hairline, and then cross it all over together. And I actually find this method easier, so that's the one that I'm going to use. Just like I did in part 1 of this video, when I do the second plait, I will turn around so that you can see it from behind. If you do prefer Dutch plaits to French plaits, or you find Dutch plaits easier to do, then you can of course just do this with Dutch plaits. Okay, so I've gathered all of the hair in, so I'm just plaiting down normally a couple more times. And then I'm just bringing, so I've got the whole plait in one hand but with all the strands separately. I'm just going to twist my hand like that and then just carry on plaiting down the rest of the hair. And then I'm just going to use a normal hairband to tie that at the end. Okay, so that is one half of my hair done. Now before I French plait this side, I'm just going to show you some slightly easier, less tiring options just to make it a bit easier. So you could do just a normal plait. For this I would suggest starting with your hair at the back so that it sits nicely. I'm aware that you can't actually see what I'm doing, but you just split your hair into 3. Split your hair into 3 and then cross the section on your hairline over the middle, and then section on your part line over the middle, and do that a couple of times, and then bringing it round to the front and just continuing to plait down to the end, and that gives just a really nice simple plait. Or you could just twist the hair on your hairline and then just put a little grip in there just as a temporary hold, and then from there do the same thing of taking your hair around to the back and then splitting it into 3, and then section on your hairline over the middle, section on the part line over the middle a couple of times. And tying that at the end. And you can leave the grip in or you can just take it out, and then you've got just a nice little twist into a plait. So those are just a couple of slightly easier, less tiring options. Okay, so I'm now going to do the French plait on this side, but I'm going to turn around so that you can see the plait from behind. What I will just show you from the front is that I have this slightly shorter than the rest of my hair bit just here, so I will probably leave this out. So yeah. So once again I've now gathered in all of the hair, so just plaiting down a couple more times and then bringing the hair round to the front, and of course just trying to get it as equal to the other side as possible in terms of where the hairband sits. So now that I have finished plaiting, this is now when it's really nice to pull bits out. Just makes the hairstyle look a little bit more relaxed, a little bit more cosy. And there you go. So just like with all the other hairstyles, you can add a headband if you want. I actually prefer just to leave it as it is. Once you kind of get more into winter and more into Christmas time, I quite like to add little red ribbons or something on the ends just to make it a bit more Christmassy. And also the other great thing about this hairstyle is that you can wear it with a bobble hat. If you're going out and it's cold, then that really works with this hairstyle. You could add a little knitted headband with this if you're going out or anything. Just pop that on, and then you can just tuck your fringe out the way. That's quite nice for this time of year. But yeah, so that is this hairstyle complete. So the next hairstyle is a half up with 2 plaits, and for autumn winter I'm going to do 2 Dutch plaits, just like with the top half of my hair into a half up, and I like to kind of pull the plait apart a bit to give it a bit more of like a cosy look. So as always, I'm leaving my fringe out and then just picking up a section of hair at the front, sort of more on the part line, just so that it sits nicely. And this is just a standard Dutch plait, so I'm starting off by splitting the hair into 3 sections. And then taking the section on the part line underneath the middle section and the section on the hairline underneath the middle section. And then taking the section on the part line underneath the middle section again and picking up some more hair, and then adding that into the middle section as well. And then doing the exact same thing on the hairline, so crossing that section underneath the middle, picking up some more hair and taking that in too. I'm picking up quite big sections to add in with this hairstyle, just to sort of add to the cosy, relaxed look, whereas with the summer hairstyles I took smaller sections to make it look more intricate. So now that I have plaited down a couple of times, I'm just going to do one more section on my hairline. And then I'm transferring all of my hair into my other hand so that the plait sits nicely and starts to go backwards. And I'm now just carrying on plaiting as I was before, but now the plait is going more towards the back of my head rather than down towards my ear. So now that I have taken all of the hair from in front of my ear, I'm now just going to plait down normally a couple of times. And then I'm just going along and just gently pulling at each loop of the plait just to pull it apart a bit and give it more of a relaxed look. You don't want to pull the plait apart too much because otherwise it ends up looking more of like a boho style braid, which is more of a summery thing. So you just want to pull it apart a little bit just so that it looks nice and cosy. And then I'm just going to continue to plait down normally a couple more times. And then I'm just using a normal hairband to secure that at the end temporarily while I do the other plait. So now I'm just doing the exact same thing on the other side, so I'm leaving that slightly shorter piece of hair out, and then I'm just going to repeat exactly the same as I did on the other side. Just like with the other side, once I've plaited down a couple of times, I'm just transferring the hair into my other hand and just continuing to plait, go more backwards just so that the plait sits nicely. And once again, now that I've taken all of the hair from above my ears, I am just continuing to plait down a couple of times normally. and then just once again going along and just gently pulling at each loop of the plait. And now I'm going to pick up the other plait as well and bring them together at the back of my head, and I'm just going to use this normal hairband to tie them together. And then you can just sort of undo any bits of plait that are sort of left. Okay, and now that that is tied securely at the back, you can pull it apart a little bit more. And then to finish this look off, I'm actually going to take the rest of my hair up as well. And again, just using a normal hairband, going to tie that. Like so. So for this hairstyle, I don't really like to add any accessories particularly. I just quite like to just leave it as it is. This is quite a nice hairstyle just for like a cozy day, either as a fully up or as a half up. And I mean, from here you could create a bun if you wanted to, or you could just leave it as it is. So that's this hairstyle done. So the final hairstyle is just a simple ponytail. So like I did with the bun in this video, I do the ponytail slightly lower than I did in the summer video. But you can sort of just do the ponytail whatever height you like. And then before I tie it, I'm just going and pulling like that, and then just tying it with a normal hairband. Like so. And then you can just go and pull some more bits of hair out if you want to. Then you just have a nice simple ponytail, and then you can add some different accessories. Like with the other hairstyles, you could add a kind of autumnal headband, you could go for a bow or a scrunchie, particularly as you're sort of getting more into Christmas time. A nice sort of Christmassy coloured velvety scrunchie is really nice. And that is this hairstyle done, and that is the end of the video. So really hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give it a thumbs up, and leave any comments below with any future hair videos that you would like to see. And yes, please do also subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That would really mean a lot. And I will see you all again hopefully soon with another video.